Hey everybody, welcome to the training. Whether you're on live or watching in your own time zone in the community dashboard, I am so glad you're here. Special welcome to those who have just joined in the last couple of days. Very glad you're here. I'm looking forward to what's in front of you. My name's John. Dynamitri is traveling today from Guadalajara to Mexico City to London, I believe, from Mexico City. So safe travels, Dynamitri, and we'll see you on Monday, Friday here in Nashville. And cheers, coffee and up here in the morning. So in this training, we're going to talk about Pebbles, rocks, and boulders, a special tool to connect you to your goal. This is day 9 in the How to Not Become a Disposable Artist Challenge. Having a blast here. So the context, why I love this module is that it really shines a light on goals and how to achieve them. There's a lot of mythology. We're going to look at some of the BS components that are floating around and honestly popularized in the modern world. So this is a tactical tool. Here's a goal. Here's me. How do I get there? Okay. That's what this is about. How it adds value for artists and entrepreneurs. There is it's very common for people to get stuck and to play small ball and to not be able to achieve larger goals or projects. So for artists, everything's a project, whether you're launching a tour, launching a merch line, launching music, it's a project. So we're going to treat our stuff like a project. There's project management tools, and this is kind of an intro to project management. It's really common for people to have a dream and then, get really motivated and try hard, and then they kind of lose it and they just play small ball. Or they have this dream and they have no way to get there. And they just kind of circle the drain playing small ball. So this is a tool to help you connect to your vision and your dreams with action. There's strategy and there's tactics, tactical execution. Hacking music connects those two in a really aligned way. And my struggle for years, I had that problem. I had visions and dreams and I wanted to do stuff. And back when I was a kid, I just kind of was drawn to people who talked about completing things, talked about achieving things, whether they were goals or habits, whatever you want to call them. I was just I was drawn to that. So I really started to study this at a young age, and I find it fascinating. I love it. So the goal for this mod, what I want you to achieve, I want you to have a coherent framework tool to have a strategy, have tactics, and execute them, align them. We're not doing either or. We're not just talking strategy, and we're not just talking execution. We're talking alignment. So that's core to hacking music, and that's what we're going to talk about today: pebbles, rocks, and boulders. So let's do a little screeny sharing. Okay. All right. So connecting you to your goals. How do you do it? Look, there is a tremendous amount of BS in the world. And look, this is hard. I'm not trying to cheapen this. I don't want to make it sound easy, like you just flick a switch and, hey, I'm achieving all this stuff. This is a muscle you build. So this is a really important tool to help you build muscle, right? Don't want to cheapen it. This is hard. I'm not saying this is a silver bullet, but I'm saying this is a map to get you to that place. But there's a tremendous amount of mythology in the music world and in kind of the goal setting world. There's a huge failure in New Year's resolutions, right? You come up with this New Year's resolution, and by January 7th, you're done, right? And that's the circling the drain. That's the small ball of, like, I'm just going to do small stuff that I can do, and I'm not going to try to achieve the things I set out. So let's look at some of these, and maybe these will be familiar. Maybe you will have run across these. Ask once, believe you have received. This is super common in the secret world, kind of the squishy mumbo jumbo. Just the universe is going to bring you what you want, and you don't have to do anything. And that's awesome if it were true, but it's complete nonsense. We actually have to use our feet and our hands and achieve and work to achieve the things we want. It's not, the universe isn't going to just bring it to you because you're nice or you watch Oprah. Sprinkle in joy. This is a common thing of how to achieve your goals. Well, sure, you want to have joy where you can, but at the end of the day, you have to kind of do stuff, make a commitment, right? And this is super common. Just work harder and you'll do it. And that doesn't really cut it. You got to have a system, a repeatable system for doing this. It's not about working hard or being committed or uncommitted. It's about a repeatable system. Use your intuition. Well, sure, you want to use your intuition when you can, but at the end of the day, you actually have to do stuff and act in the world. Sure, use your intuition, no doubt. Visualize your desired outcomes. Well, yeah, you should do that, but that doesn't mean it's going to just show up the next day like an Amazon package. Nothing wrong with visualization or seeing kind of what you want to achieve. But again, these are the steps to go from dream to getting there, tasking them out. Define the purpose. Well, the purpose is to complete the goal, right? That's the thing. Your purpose is to complete something you want, right? That's the purpose. It's not brain surgery. Your thoughts become things. This is super common. And I get what they're saying here. Yeah, if you think about something, and you're passionate about it and you don't lose sight of it, sure, that's good. A kernel, this is true in a very small sense. But your thoughts, you actually have to work in the world. You actually have to act and complete and finish. So your thoughts just don't turn into his Amazon truck. So let's look at, I'm going to draw this out for us here. And this is something we do with our artists in the Hacking Music Academy and definitely in the Hacking Music arena, which is our one-to-one training group. So we build this out with and for artists, but I just want to give it to you and as a DIY. You could take this, use it, and do it yourself. Our gift to you. All right, so there's pebbles, rocks, and boulders, right? Let's draw a couple of these out here. So here's a boulder. These are the big, chunky things, right? And then there's rocks, right? Some of these. And then there's pebbles, right? Lots of little pebbles. And as we think about this, we want there, can you see that all right? We want there to be, we want to think about sizing and time for these. So our boulders will be like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. They're big, chunky things, right? You're not going to do these in a day or a week. Our boulders are maybe a week or two. They're chunky. You're not going to do them in a day, but they're not going to be a 6-month goal or a 3-month goal, right? And our pebbles are daily things. These are things that we can do in a day or two. They're smallish. They still may challenge us, and that's okay. But our pebbles are our smallest increment, right? So days, weeks, and months. Let's think about them that way. So what you want to do is you define your boulder. Like this is our boulder we're going to go with, right? It's our priority. We're going to do this. And let's say it's going to take 3 months, right? It's a big project, whether it's launching something new, a tour, a product, e-commerce system, whatever it is. That's our priority, right? This is it. What we're doing. And then our boulders are going to drive that. Okay. So these boulders are the things that make up, the rocks are the things that make up the boulder, right? These are our weak projects. And these things are going to help us achieve this thing. So you want to ask yourself, how do you break down your boulder? And this is something we've done for years with our artists. You don't get this right the first time out. You get better each time you do it, right? So our boulders, we're going to break down. We're going to say, okay, we can do these three things. Let's say 1, 2, and 3. Those things should complete the boulder, right? So you back up a step further. Then you say, okay, we're going to break things down even further. Our 1, 2, and 3, we're going to break down into pebbles, right? All right, so let's pick off the first one. The first one is rock number 1, okay? But we're going to go after that. We're going to sequence them that way. And then all these pebbles drive the rock. And we think, okay, to break down this first rock, we're going to do, we think it's going to be, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pebbles to complete that rock. Okay. And these things all are kind of focused on that rock. And we use stickies a ton with our artists, and it's a fun way to kind of see things on a wall. So this might be, I'm just drawing it right now, but these usually end up on a wall on stickies. So these pebbles drive our rock, and our rock drives our boulder. Okay. So this is just a super abbreviated way to think about pebbles, rocks, and boulders as you think about your goals and what you want to achieve. It's a way to actually have fun with it and complete them at the same time. So pebbles, rocks, and boulders, break down your projects into rocks, break down your rocks into pebbles, put them on a wall, and go to war on your projects. It's a fantastic tool for achieving things that you otherwise would have just got stuck playing small ball, doing the small stuff that you can always do. This is fantastic for achieving chunkier projects like boulders that take maybe 3 months or 6 months, larger projects. So that's a quick overview of pebbles, rocks, and boulders. It's a tool we've used for years that allows us to break down big chunky projects into smaller tasks and then to even smaller daily tasks. I encourage you to use this. If you've not had a system that really works successfully for you, pick out a boulder, break that down into rocks, break down your rocks into pebbles, put them on a wall, use stickies. We have tons of stickies here. Stickies are the most powerful thing in the world. So as you go about your day and work with your team, I encourage you to pick off a project, an initiative, a goal you're working on, and to use the pebbles, rocks, and boulder framework here to achieve those boulders. So that's what I have for you today. Can't wait to see you next Monday as we continue on in the How to Not Be a Disposable Artist Challenge. We'll see you then.
And the world distorts our shape. Funny how you seem to feel better once again you turn away. Don't be afraid to let me wake you up. You never get the things you want to, confined by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal still sorrow. My appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life. Hey, let my words infuse your mind. Ignite a magical flame, but once again you break your gaze. Don't be afraid to let me burn you up. You never get the things you want, you can find by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal your sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life.
I ain't scared of nothing but failure. Listen here, let me tell you, I'm on the red eye from Egypt tonight. We got so much against us, but it still feels right. You so electric, boo, you turn me on like a light. Our body chemistry won't allow us to fight. The adrenaline rush seems to give me wings, and it's not about sex. I love hearing you sing. Those jewels are superficial, baby, you my bling.
You never get the things you want, you can find my feet to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal your sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life.
Adrenaline rush seems to give me wings,